Welcome back to another video for my Linux series. In this video, I'll be going over Linux identity management. And for the first exercise, I'm actually going to create and configure user accounts within Linux, right? So I'm just going to create and configure the user account on an Ubuntu device, right? Because user accounts on a Linux system can be managed through the terminal console or the GUI, which is graphical user interface, of course. Let me get this out of here. Depending on whether the GUI has been installed, the terminal is normally the preferred and usually time-efficient way of creating and managing user accounts. And also, on the won't be too many more videos without me being faceless. I like to actually show myself doing the work on camera. I'm not sure why I'm conditioned this way, but nonetheless, it's not going to be too many more videos without my pretty face on it. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started with the terminal and the first command. So I'm just going to add a user. It's going to let me type here. Yes, not. Okay, no. There it is. Try to just a bit faster. Oops. It's not good. Okay, I think that's perfect. So I added the user Jane Doe. It should have been, darn it. I knew something off. Change that. All right, perfect. So the user add command that I used here, right, is set to a few things. So the C here is sets the display name, which would be Jane Doe, which is why I have the parentheses here, right? Oh, sorry, the quotation marks, not the parentheses. And then I have the S here, which is the default shell, which is going to go to home, Jane Doe, so on and so forth. Then I also would normally use this, the minor I'm sorry, subtraction D, which is the home directory, right? And then lastly, the subtraction with the E, right, is the expiration date, which is going to be December 31st, 2026, which is a bit of a ways away from now. So let's go ahead and add another user. All right, perfect. Now the uppercase D option this time is used with the user add command to list the default values for the user add, right? So let's add someone else. We keep doing that. Okay. So user add Jane Doe already exists, which is fine. So we can still set up password for her. All right. And the password is okay. Let's try it. There we go. Perfect. So it has been set successfully. So just going to click this here. And then just going to log out. Okay. Yep. Log out. Then you see Jane Doe here. Then I'm going to use her newly created password. Right. To log in. And I'm successfully able to log in with the new user account. So I'm actually going to log out of here now that I've been able to do that. Okay. Just log out of here. Let's log back in where we belong. Here. right there. Right, so let's start with another command here. This out. Perfect. All right, so what the less command does for me is open the etc password text file, which contains a list of all of these system accounts, as you can see here, which is quite a bit. And I should see Jane Doe also included in the accounts here. Not going to sift through all of them, but it's safe to assume, like for time purposes for the video, safe to assume that Jane Doe is here in these haystack of different usernames and accounts. A text file, but nonetheless, just going to head out of here and quit. Now I'm just going to do another command here with the less getting involved and with the shadow group. Okay. Now it just shows me now a list of all of the system accounts and the password hash value with the shadow text file. And let's see, Jane Doe should be in there. I'm actually going to take a quick look here. Don't see it. There it is. There's, well, there's the first one with the incorrect spelling that I didn't want, but nonetheless, it is located there. So now let's head back to the terminal and let's clear this out so I can get a nice clean screen, of course. Now I'm just going to modify the user account with this command here. User modification. L, then we have Jodel. If I can spell it. Change L. Perfect. Use a modification. So what it does is the lowercase L, subtraction L, it just provides the new value for the login name. It changes the name of the user account from Jane Doe to Joe Doe. So now I'm going to use the less command again. Right, it's going to show me yep, all the files I need. Well, all the files I want to take a look at. And we should be able to see Joe Doe somewhere in the mix here. Again, for the purpose of the video, I'm just not going to sift through everything, but it's safe to say that it is included. There it is. I didn't scroll down far enough. So we see Joe Doe now being completely renamed. So let's get out of here. Let's head back to the terminal. All right, perfect. Now that we see Joe Doe, so now we're going to do another user modification with the capital L. Joe Doe. All right, perfect. Now what the uppercase L option does for me, it's going to lock out the Joe Doe account and prevents the user from accessing the system. So let me do another user modification with the uppercase U, again with Joe Doe. And this time what it does is it unlocks the Joe Doe account. So now I'm going to do change here S. It's not how you spell. Joe Doe. All right, perfect. So what it does is the change, I did the change of shell command with the CHSH to modify the account to become a service account. What this does is it prevents the account from logging on interactively, but still useful for running services. So now that I've done that, I'm going to delete the user account. It's simple enough, which I've done on multiple videos. User delete R Joe Doe. All right, perfect. So Joe Doe not found. That's what we like to see. All right, and the minus lowercase r option also deletes the user's home folder, which is also Jane Doe, the Jane Doe folder. So which is why we get the not found output. So let's take a look at another command here from a few things. Okay. Just going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you see Joe Doe doesn't exist anymore. We just see the original Jane misspelling that I have for Doe. And let's also take a look in the list as well. Okay, taking a look, taking a look. So the home directory, it looks like, has been for Jane Doe has been deleted also. But I can also delete the Joe Doe account without deleting the home folder by not adding the R option for the previous command that I had for removing Joe Doe. But nonetheless, I can now move forward with my next exercise, which is creating and configuring groups within Linux. So I'm just going to create, modify, and add some users to groups using the terminal interface. So first I'll get started with creating some groups, right? So let's do, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Let's do first group add marketing. Okay. Doesn't, there it is. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Marketing. Yep. Now let's do sales. Now let's do IT. All right, perfect. So now that we got those created, let's do a few more things here. So tell this group. All right, perfect. So the three groups are created successfully: marketing, sales, and IT. So now I'm going to add users to these groups. So let's do Jim Doe. And let's do Julie. All right, and then let's do Jack. Okay, perfect. So I've just created all three users. So now I'm going to use a few more commands to add the new users to the three groups that were created just a moment ago. So let's do this. Okay, perfect. So I added Jim Doe to marketing. So now let's add Julie. Okay, perfect. Add it to sales. Then lastly, Jack. Perfect. So we added each user to each group that was created between marketing, sales, and IT, between Jim, Julie, and Jack, right? So they're all added to their respective groups. So now let's move forward with passwords. So let's do G. Okay. All right, perfect. So what the uppercase A option does, it'll make Julie Doe an admin user in that particular group for sales. So let's do the same for Jim, marketing. Perfect. And then we have Jack left IT. Perfecto. So now what I'm going to do is another one here. Let's see. We did this for, let's see, let's do this for Jim. All right, perfect. As you can see from the output there, the lowercase d option is going to make Jim Doe be removed from the marketing group, right? So now what I'm going to do is have a user run a command with the different groups. So to do that, change directory to documents. I'm going to do another file here, text file. Touch that, right? Which is used to create a new text file, right? But then let's take a look at what's in it and the permission that it has. Then so the user, I'm going to take a look at the user and the group for both the administrator. Um, looks like they're both the administrator for file one. Yeah, looks like it. All right, so nonetheless, that's fine. Let's see, let's do new group. Okay, then that's fine. So what it does, what I just did was I just changed the name of the user's real group to the group name specified, which is ADM. So let's do the file. I'm gonna check file here. And of course, naturally, we want to double check what rules will populate for me. File two. Perfect. So we see ADM here. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's do this here. All right, perfect. So what it does, it allowed me to use that command to verify the users and their groups. So if we notice, right, their groups and the users in the group that were created earlier, marketing, sales, IT with Jim, Jack, and Julie. But nonetheless, I can move forward with a bit more info for a particular person. Let's try Julie and see where she's located. All right, just displaying details for her, all right, as far as Julie. And this also displays the details for at the end of the video. So just for a brief recap, this has been Linux identity management. So what I did, I created and configured some user accounts in Linux and also some groups in Linux as well, creating them, adding users to them, deleting users, and creating users as well. But nonetheless, this has been a part of the Linux series. Can't wait to get to the next video where we actually go over elevated user privilege management. Until then, until next time, stay curious, stay secure.